Hello, hello, hello everyone, what is going on? James the Coal Train here, and I got a question for you. Do the words skibidi toilet mean anything to you? Well, obviously, of course they do, because you're watching this video. Honestly, this YouTube series has taken the platform by storm, gaining millions of views throughout the duration of the series. If you watch the first skibidi toilet video, you probably just think to yourself, damn, a silly head coming out of the toilet, talking gibberish, there's nothing to this. And you'd be bang on the money if you stop watching there, but as the series goes on, it actually builds to a kind of interesting world, with boundaries that it sets itself. One of those being there's hardly any verbal communication, the only words that are uttered by the characters are skibidi bob bob bob, yes yes, skibidi bob bob, yeah yeah, you know, all that jazz. Which is what the toilet heads seem to say all the time.
Oh, help me, please, somebody.
The only other way the characters in the Skibidi universe communicate is by emojis, so like type emojis like this. And they use hand gestures as well, like a thumbs up. Let's chat about the story anyway. So as I mentioned before, the series starts off looking like a silly meme, and then in the second episode, the infamous skidibee bob 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 yes yes is happening, and then right at the end, two of the toilet heads, well in this case urinal heads, sandwich the other head, and then after that it turns into a skull. So it'd be, well, sorry about that. Anyway, so you'd assume that they killed this other urinal head, so it's established that the toilet heads are a danger to humanity. This is further proved in episode 3 when there's a giant toilet head and it's crushing humans who are trying to run away. Then, in episode 4, everyone's sitting on toilets in a restaurant, so the toilets must have taken over in some way. Consequently, in episode 5, the humans take a stand and the army rolls up. But there's flying toilets in the air, and they have smaller toilets coming out of them, so they dive bomb everyone, and that's the end of the episode. Then in number 6, they're having a dance party! Yay! Woo! Get down! Boogie, boogie, woogie, woogie. So, the toilet heads and the humans coexist, and they're boogie woogie, and that's the end. Hey! Hey! 10 out of 10. Bellissima! Bellissima! Alright then, back to it. Episode 7. Now this is a pivotal moment, as we finally see the toilet heads have a weakness. They can be flushed. But with their weakness comes a lot of strength, because we're introduced to the boss of the toilets. This giant, mother-flipping toilet head. And he can shoot lasers. He resembles the love child of Vince McMahon and Jonah Jameson from the Spider-Man series. Then, in episode 8, we see a bunch of camera heads about to fight the toilet heads. And then there's not really any humans coming into the story after that, it's just all about these camera heads taking on the toilet heads. My theory behind this war, this monumental, epic war, is that when humans sat on these toilets, the toilets flush the humans down, let's say they're like robotic toilets, and then when they get flushed down by sitting on these toilets, then they become the toilet heads. So what I think, so many people are sitting on the toilets, getting flushed down the toilets, becoming toilet heads, so a group of humans in a bunker built a shit ton of camera robots who will fight the good fight and beat the toilet heads. You may say, balderdash! But I say, that's my headcanon for this modern, brilliant art. So, after this episode, we get a POV of the cameras fighting the toilets. It seems the way that the toilets beat the cameras is by rushing them and then the videos end. It's smart because it's a good way to keep the video short and snappy, and when the toilet heads rush the cameras, you know it's game over for them. It's a smart transition to end the video because they're actual cameras. And, you know, if you smash a camera or sit on a camera, it's going to break and not record anymore, is it? The majority of the series consists of the cameras fighting the toilets and them one-upping each other. I won't go into too much detail because these aspects of this series is what has kept me and many others, I'd imagine, interested in continuously checking these videos out. My personal favourite are the little toilet heads that latch onto the cameras. They remind me of the infection flood from Halo, with the way that they contaminate their prey. I also like the TVs doing that old THX intro, you know, the logo where it goes like that. It's so overwhelming that the toilet heads end up flushing themselves. Yep, pretty grim. I forgot to mention the camera heads get the TV heads helping them out, so I guess the glass screens have to stick together and help each other because they could get smashed and broken and shattered. It'd be cool if the toilet heads had someone helping them out as well, like, I don't know, the Poo Army or something. Currently in the Skibidi toilet universe, things are utterly wild. The world's on fire, there's giant toilets fighting giant camera heads and robots, and a lot of intense action from the POV of a camera head. To be totally honest, it's very wholesome and good to see a Gmod animator blow up on YouTube with billions of views. And for me personally, it definitely beats someone who's just putting their life on show and bloody filming absolutely everything and just trying to copy what everyone else is doing to become big on YouTube. You know, this dude's keeping it basic and simple, and there's nothing wrong with, you know, copying what everyone else is doing if that's what you want to do. But I feel like showing that a Gmod animator can just get so much traction, it shows that you don't have to do what everyone else is doing, you can branch out and do your own thing. And it further proves that anyone can make it big on YouTube. I know the fuck Boom had obviously done well before and got views before, but he wasn't gaining traction like this before, so it shows anyone can really just break out and just get insane attention and a lot of views. Even if it is just a toilet talking gibberish and some pretty fun mad action, you know. It doesn't need to have some big fancy clickbait title with some bonkers thumbnail. Oh, I'm smashing 7 million iPads in a pool of Coca-Cola. Brilliant. You know, all we need, all anyone needs is just skibidi toilet 48 and boom! You got the views. While it's not as artistic as digital animation or stop motion animation on YouTube, it's got its own fun bonkers vibe to it. It works well with the way it's made because it's just one long POV shot, so it's like we're viewing what's happening in the world from the camera's perspective. It doesn't go on too long as well, so you don't have to pay too much attention. There isn't much violence really. I guess a few toilet heads get flushed, burnt, thrown around and cameras get smashed, but nothing too bad, so it's suitable for anyone. Oh yeah, hold on a second, humans get crushed, yeah I mentioned that earlier. Oh, yeah. Actually, yeah, YouTube, what are you doing, you silly fools? This shouldn't be pushed around. This isn't appropriate for people of all ages. For goodness sake, start pushing the King in the North, Callum Adams from Callum's Corner. The King in the North! The King in the North! The King in the North! Anyways, big fair play to the fuck Boom. He's made some banterous Big Smoke memes in the past, and he's been a Gmod animator for a while, and it's great to see him gain popularity. Gmod videos back in the day were pretty big on YouTube, so hopefully him doing this, these videos getting the traction that they're getting, bring Gmod videos back in a good fun way. Well, that's all I got to say for today. All the best.